Welcome to the Love Rekindled Show, where real stories, heartfelt advice, and expert guidance come together to help you create richer, more meaningful relationships. Meet your certified relationship coaches, Margot and Antonio Taylor. Through transformative coaching, informative workshops, and special events, the Love Rekindled community empowers families and couples to grow closer, communicate openly, and embrace the power of love. This is the Love Rekindled Show. Let's begin.
Today's show will be about marriage or coexisting. Are we building together or just doing life together? In today's world, it's easy for couples to say we're a team, but what does that really mean? Are we truly building a life together or simply sharing space and going through the motions? This conversation about identifying the difference between partnership and existing and uncovering what it really looks like to walk side by side and not just day by day. Let's talk about building, bonding, and becoming one, not just in words, but in actions. Guys, listen, this show is going to be amazing. I am here for the conversation, guys. But before we begin, I want to introduce our amazing guests, Mr. Tremaine and Felicia McTiller. Welcome.
Welcome, Thank y'all so much for joining us. Thank y'all.
We're so excited to have you guys on the Love Rekindled Show. And so tell us a little bit about yourselves, how long you guys been married, how many kids y'all have.
Let's get that out of the way before we dive in.
Before we dive in. So we're super excited to be here. So thank you guys so much. So we have actually been married for 18 years.
Love it.
Okay.
We dated for 2 months.
Short time.
2 months.
And then we just dove right on in there. So.
Well, guess what? Y'all still in it after 18 years. So kudos to y'all.
Here.
Yeah.
So we know a little bit about teamwork, just a little bit.
2 months to 18 years, guys.
Yep.
That's what's up.
And we have 3 kids. Right, I don't know if we can really call them kids anymore.
Right.
Young adults.
Young adults, right?
Right.
22, almost 20. Our daughter be 20 in a couple weeks.
Okay.
And 16. Our baby boy is 16.
Good deal. Good deal.
Right, so y'all still got the nest still.
The nest is still
It's
very
still
much so
nesting.
full.
Absolutely.
Love
It's
that.
very
Love
much
that.
so full.
So we're so excited that you guys came and to join us on the Love Rekindled Show. We love love, and we thought of no better couple than you guys to come and share this topic because it's so many couples that are out here that are existing, right? And so what a great conversation to have with married couples that's moving and shaking, that's moving with purpose, so we can have this conversation for those who are stagnant.
Yeah. I think it's very unique to talk to you guys like from dating 2 months to 18 years. I can only imagine what that journey has been like. Like the ups and downs. So when we talk about emotional investment, are we connecting or are we coasting? What we really doing? And throughout that journey. So I'm intrigued to sit down and talk to you guys. So let's jump on in, baby. Come on with them.
So my thoughts and what I want to know, because I want to ask this from you guys, how do emotional, spiritual, and life goal alignment, how important that is in a union?
So I'll say that's super important. You know, when we first met, we were young, you know, didn't know a whole lot about a whole lot. So really we had that vision that the greater things were coming, right? That we can do something together in the future. Like that's really, I think, a foundational piece of our relationship. You know, 2 months is like really quick. So, I mean, like, you know, I like to think that I was in love, but you know, when you look back and you grow up, but there was definitely something that I saw in him and, you know, obviously that he saw in me, that we were connected in those things and that we could grow together.
I love that. So you basically saying so going into your relationship, you led with checking for that emotional alignment, checking to make sure that did you do that?
So it felt good, you know, in the beginning, it definitely felt good. I think that we learned that we had to grow into that emotional alignment. You know, it's certainly important, but you don't know what you don't know.
Let me ask an important question. You guys dated 2 months. How old were you guys at that particular time? So we can get a view of some.
So Felicia was 25, so she turned 25 in May, and I was 24 when we got married.
Wow!
Oh wow! Y'all was babies,
and that was a very critical moment in your life, especially for a young lady being 25 and you being 24. So that's very. Yeah, that's amazing.
And if I'm honest, I don't know if in the beginning, there was a lot of alignment, really, right? We were
That's what I
just kind of
wanted to touch
moving
on.
off of
emotion
in the moment, right?
Yeah.
So I think that over the course of the 18 years we've been married, we've had to continuously make the decision to do this, right? To be married. And we had to grow into each other. I'll never forget.
To ourselves as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because 18 years.
From 24 and 25 to 44 now. Like,
Definitely a lot of changes. And so let me ask y'all this. In relationship, because Antonio and I talk about this all the time, having the hard conversations. At what point in y'all relationship did y'all meet that place where y'all had to say, okay, let's figure things out. What do we want? What is it that we're trying to do? Okay, after the being in love and the 2 months escapade wore off, and y'all sat down and had the the honeymoon phase was over. They had a real quick honeymoon too. Theirs just went.
They didn't even know each other's middle name.
Exactly. So it's like y'all look up and it's like, boom, we married. And guess what? This person that I married, I've known them for only 2 months. So I really don't know this person, but I have made this dedication.
Yeah, and we sit and we make light about the 2 months, but in all seriousness, for you guys, and I think you said it, you guys actually made a commitment to continue to show up.
Yes.
And that's the thing today that's really missing from marriage. When it get hard, everybody just leave. I can only imagine after 2 months, because I'm sure everybody told y'all not to do it.
Right.
And for 2 months for you guys just to fight through everything that you guys fought through and to be here 18 years later.
That's commendable.
I can only imagine. I can't wait to hear all about this.
Yes.
So that was, it was like night and day. And for transparency, Tremaine had 2 kids when we met.
Okay.
So I was coming off of being single. Like, I still lived at home with my mom. Like, I could do what I wanted to do with my money. Like, it was just me.
And you became a mother overnight.
And I became a mother and a wife overnight. And in my family, there was not a lot of marriages. I came from predominantly single women.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So to
whole culture shock everywhere.
Now be married and a mother, we had tough conversations like at the door.
Right.
Tremaine will tell you, like, he said it felt like as soon as we got married, like everything changed.
It got real.
It got real.
It got real. It got real. Let me ask y'all this. At what point, excuse me, I'm sorry, Tony. At what point did y'all navigate the space in y'all marriage to say, you know what, we have to have a conversation and decide where we want to go? Because we did do this in 2 months, and now we trying to figure life out, and y'all was young because we got kids that was y'all age. So now at what point in y'all marriage, what was that space that made y'all say, okay, listen, what do you want for yourself? What do you want? How could we work together to be in alignment?
So if I'm honest, Margot, I think that we still have those conversations today.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, monthly maintenance, right? So we still have those conversations today. But I would say for me, the shift kind of came one day so Felicia and I met at the hospital we used to work at.
Okay.
So I was sitting at a desk. She was walking down the hallway, and I think y'all know this, but Felicia's a 4-time cancer survivor, right?
Right.
So she's had
kudos
bone cancer in her right leg, and so it's a little shorter than the left, right? I'm just painting a picture, Antonio.
Got you.
So she was walking down the hallway. that right leg just it was making things move a little bit, right? So I came from behind. I'm not going to
participate with you tonight.
You know what I mean?
But go ahead.
So I came from behind the desk, like, "Hey, shorty, what's up?" Right? So literally, we went from that to being married, and the hospital we was working at was laying people off, and we were kind of in that pool. And I don't know, one day I was just we were home, and I was just sitting, and like something just came over me, and I was just like, I want to be able to leave a legacy for my kids. And I think that right there was the shift. Now Felicia
did not shift,
and I quote, she was like, I ain't never thought about no ish like that. She said she just want to be a cool grandma. So in that moment, I think that we began to have to work on things, because I'm going here now, and she's really either stuck a little bit, or maybe going in another direction. Yep, in another direction. So we have continuously worked on our relationship, and I don't think you stay married for 18 years without continuously putting in work.
I just think it's so amazing what you said about legacy, because that is so important, and in order to build legacy, you have to have tough conversation.
Absolutely.
And I'm just like almost in awe just watching you guys, because I can see what's going on. I can imagine this young lady coming from the family family that she came from and what you talking about, because I'm sure you probably came from a different situation. And it's funny, people don't have conversations about their childhood.
Yeah.
So when you get in a relationship, you're basing a relationship off what your childhood was.
Right.
And when you get with your person, they had a whole different experience. So, guys, what happens is when you have these tough conversations, that's how you turn 2 months into 18 years.
Absolutely.
They sat down and they had a conversation. He realized that his vision wasn't her vision, and they had to have tough conversation. That's what it's all about.
And I think so often in relationships, we lack with that. I think we get into the mojo of things. Everybody start working in their strengths, and the conversations are never had about what I really want. Where are we going in this? And what it does is it makes the relationship stagnant, right? Because we don't have any goals. We're not positioning ourselves to reach anything or to go anywhere. We're just existing. And I know I've met some couples and people that I know personally, family members, they're okay with just existing.
And that is very, very dangerous. And just to, I guess, switch gears just a little bit with another point, because I know you guys can really give good insight on this. We realize that most couples, they don't struggle because of disagreement. They struggle because of miscommunication. And I know from 2 months to 18 years, I'm sure you guys can tell us the difference with this, because when you get with people, y'all almost pretty much align just because y'all got together.
Right.
It be the miscommunication with men and women.
The differences that
what we can't navigate. So I just want to ask you guys, how did you guys navigate the miscommunication? Because I know y'all had a lot of it in 2 months. You know, how did y'all navigate that?
So in our marriage, I am the communicator. I am actually just like, you talk about being in awe. Like Felicia here today, just answering the questions, because she's very introverted.
I'm the person that used to be afraid to order a pizza online. Well, like before online, like call and order a pizza. Nah, it wasn't me. I would call my mom at work and be like, can you order? And she like, if you don't order that pizza, then y'all ain't gonna eat. That was me. I was very like quiet, like shy, reserved, laid back.
Got it.
So,
So as it relates to the miscommunication piece, though, for me, it is being open, right, to communication, and also being open to not necessarily being right. So one of the things I had to...
That's the big thing.
I had to make the adjustment on personally. Oftentimes people are having conversations with one another, and we're looking for the other person to agree. Right? And I had to make the shift, and instead of looking for her to agree and vice versa, now we just look to understand.
That's it.
So even if I don't agree with Felicia, if I can understand her, it allows me to kind of lower some of that guard and have a more fluid conversation by which I'm open to receive what she has to say.
And guys, I'm gonna say this: we don't prep people to say this. It's not by accident. Every couple that comes sit here that in a loving relationship, they say the same thing. They have tough conversations. They hold each other accountable, and they say the thing that Tremaine just said. That's what having a real loving relationship is all about.
And a healthy, and a healthy relationship. Because the thing is that we're talking about the importance, the conversations that y'all are able to have, the conversations that Antonio and I have is what keep us together. How do you coexist in a relationship with anybody where y'all not doing any real in-depth check-ins? What are y'all doing? Like you're really not having those conversations. Guess what? What I wanted to do 6 months ago, I may want to do something different today. But if we're not communicating, if I'm not saying, hey, babe, I thought to do this, but now I've shifted gears a little bit. People are really in relationships existing, doing the day-to-day, but making no real strides and making no movement inside of the relationship.
I think they call it passing ships, and I think that's what they do. And it's like, and I said it earlier, are we connected or are we coasting? And it's never good in relationship to coast. Let's be connected. Let's have tough conversation. You can live together and still feel lonely. Let's not do that. Let's be in each other's business. Let's have conversation.
So some people honestly have to connect with themselves first.
Absolutely.
You better say it. That's good.
that's something that I had to learn.
Talk about it.
It's hard to connect with my husband. Like, I know he's there and I know he's open, but if I don't know what I want, I can't communicate that with him. So that was a struggle, like, early in our marriage, because, like, our backgrounds were so different. Like, you know, he's already dealing with real life because he got 2 kids. You know, I'm a kid
already
myself.
been kicked in the face a few times.
You know, I mean, I'm a kid myself. I grew up in Miami, so I'm like, club iguana on Friday night. Okay.
South Beach Fat Tuesday on Saturday.
Okay. So, I mean, my whole world was just, you know, turned upside down. So I knew I wanted to be with him, but I didn't quite understand how to communicate, you know, the vision and, like, where I wanted to go and stuff like that.
I'm sorry, babe. If you don't mind, could you just tell the audience how you got there? Because he let us know how introverted you were.
What connecting with yourself look like?
Yes. What did that look like
for those who may struggle in that space
to do it?
So, first of all, you do have to have someone that is supportive of you, right? You have to have someone that challenges you to do better for yourself.
In a loving way.
In a loving way. Yeah. So the tough conversations that we had, I knew that it wasn't because I knew it came from a loving place. Right. I knew that he saw more in me that I wasn't able to bring out. So it was those tough conversations. So it's just really like the introspection. Like, you just got to look inside yourself and, like, what do I want?
And be intentional.
And be intentional about bringing those things out. Like, if you look in the mirror and that's not the person that you want to be, like, you're the only person that can change it.
What was the biggest challenge for you in that moment? Because I think I know some people watching, they struggling with it and they don't know what to do. What was that?
So I'll say 2 things. Number 1, I was a people pleaser. So I wanted to, like, make everybody happy, even at the expense sometime of causing disruption in my marriage, right? That was a big thing. I was a people pleaser. But number 2, like, I like supporting and helping everybody, but then I put myself on the back burner. Yeah. And by putting myself on the back burner, I'm also putting my husband and my family on the back burner.
Absolutely.
So those were, like, the 2 things that I had to deal with, because those are the things that was causing trouble, you know, in our marriage. Mm-hmm. So once I, like, took accountability for that, for real, you know, like, I don't like how this looks. What do I need to do to change it? And that's I had to start working there.
I'm sorry, babe. I'm going to ask one more question. What would that process like for you? Like, being the man where you seeing your wife start to hold herself accountable. She's now dealing with family that she normally wouldn't deal with. She's dealing with them on account of your family. What was that walk like for you? And what did it do for you as it relates to how you start dealing with her in return? I know I asked like 5 questions, but you're smart, man. Roll with me.
So it was tough, right? Because I am, again, I'm big on communication. Felicia, you know, wasn't in the beginning. But I would say one of the things that I really got from it was adjusting my expectation. So I think people have a lot of unrealistic expectations. So when we met, I said, and I know other people, I know you're saying this right now, right?
If you saying it, stop
craziest thing ever. But I told her out of my mouth, I said, you know what? I don't want to have to train nobody.
Yep.
Out of your mouth.
Out of my mouth.
Out of his mouth.
Straight to her. And she looked at me and she said the same thing back.
Me either then.
We don't want to have to train nobody. So in essence, we were already looking for the relationship to be perfect. Yeah. Right? So I had to kind of come to the realization that if I don't want to train her, right, then it's almost like I am dating the ex-boyfriend's girl, and vice versa. You understand? Like we have to customize each other for one another. So I just had to make the adjustment. And I know a lot of my brothers don't want to hear this, and maybe some of my sisters too. But some of y'all just need some therapy. Yeah. Right. True. The T word.
Yeah, you know,
you need help. You know, kind of getting through some. You know, getting through some things.
Yeah, I love when our guests come and echo the same sentiment that we have been preaching forever here. Because you got to be accountable. Yeah. You got to get you some therapy. You got to have some grace. It's just certain things that you have to have in relationship. And I can tell the audience, you guys are a couple that I can say y'all genuinely love each other.
Yeah.
So for me, it's good to see, because I just found out it was 2 months. that y'all met. No, I'm just saying, for me, it's really good to see 2 months, the work y'all have put in, 18 years, and know it's still genuine.
And the thing is that we brought you guys on a platform, not really just understanding everything that you guys would be talking about today, but the thing is that people need to see this, right?
Yeah.
Because even just at the beginning, just to hear that you guys dated for 2 months and have been married for 18 years is phenomenal. Like, I ain't never heard of that before, right? But then not only that, able to articulate the changes, the seasons of the marriage, and when things shifted, when things changed. Because I think a lot of times we don't take into account in relationships that things are going to change. Things are going to shift. We may say it initially like, oh, we going to get old, we going to get gray. But for real, life changes and you grow in real time in marriage.
That's true.
Because things happen.
That's true.
Things happen that, you know, make you change and evolve. Tremaine and I was talking last night, like, we just been through so much stuff. You know, the first 2 times I had cancer, I was like 14 and 19. But the second 2 times we were married.
Right.
You know, we were married. We had a family. You know, we have dealt with loss. We've dealt with miscarriages. We've dealt with opening business, closing businesses. So it's been a lot. And all of those things change you. You know,
they
all
change.
of those
And the
things
good
change
thing, you guys did it together. That's the biggest thing that we try to push to our audience.
Right.
Man, do it together. Whatever it is, let's do it together.
So Tremaine, to your point, I want to ask you this. When your wife started turning the corner with things and like when her communication started changing and you saw her, you know, she took accountability for the people pleasing, accountability for the family being on the back burner, and you started seeing the shift. You started seeing her putting herself first and then putting you all first. How was that for you?
So, and just being super transparent, I personally feel like it's kind of been, you know, a slow progression.
Absolutely.
Right? So it has been at times painfully frustrating.
Absolutely.
No,
at times.
About it.
At
Real.
times. At times it has been. So, and I'm just over here thinking, and, you know, I think people need to understand this too, man. Like, it takes work, grit, and time to build anything worth having. I've had moments where I'm like, man, I'm not sure. You know, I toss around the D word, you know, should we not be together? And not because I didn't like her. I just felt like maybe I was a lot. Like she said, I mean, 2 kids before getting married. Right. You know, she's doing her thing. Like nobody, you know, prepped her. There's no manual to this stuff either. So I'm learning how to be her man. She's learning how to be, you know, my woman, and we're learning how to coexist together. It has been a beautiful struggle. I like that. It's been a beautiful struggle because there's moments, but when I look at the totality, like, and if I had to do it again, I would absolutely do it again. The same way. Yeah, I would.
We have talked about a lot of her struggles. I'm smart enough to know in 18 years, you have had some struggles. I would like to ask, what was his struggles in your eyes, and how was it for you dealing with his struggle as his wife, and whatever the struggles was?
So I'll say that one of the biggest struggles was like a struggle with confidence. Like, our first business was a car dealership. Okay. And it took a lot for us to close that dealership. So just to, you know, watch him like get the confidence back to get going, like to get back in business, like that was tough. You know, that was tough. Yeah.
So also really quick, what was your role in helping him get through that moment? What was your role?
So my role is always helpmate. I always want him to know that whatever the next move is, I'm right here, I'm with it. Yeah, I'm with it. So I've been very clear that I do feel like Tremaine has the vision for our family. Right. And so I'm very supportive of that.
Love that.
So yeah, like whatever the pivot was, you know, it might have been a little pushback, like, are you sure this is what we're doing? I mean, like, if we be honest, right?
Hey, the coach and the players have to talk.
You got to have those checks and balances.
Are you sure this is what we're doing?
Right.
And I'm more of an A, so when I see it and feel it, I'm gone.
He's already gone, and I'm like,
but you need the guardrails,
putting the pieces together in the background.
You need it because Margot.
Well, you got to have your gas and your brakes.
Yeah, because Margot the gas. She sees, she going like, well, hold on. How much is this? What is that? How we doing this? How we doing that?
What the thing is that you learn how to respect each other's
process.
Really, because being a visionary is a gift. Because you're able to see ahead. Everybody don't have that creativity, no knock, but everybody don't have it. Just like everybody don't have that strength to endure and to hold us in the road and to get us over to the other side, like you men do. So I just feel like it's just so important in relationships that you have these kind of conversations, but pull it in. But to our topic, I want to ask you guys. We talked about when Felicia said she wanted just to be the cool grandma. Yeah. And we had Tremaine over here trying to build a family legacy.
Oh, he had already built the family. It
was already built.
Like, what's up with the legacy? So my thing is, because this conversation is talking about how in your relationship do you really do move in purpose? How do you find what you guys need to do together and how you can cohesively grow? Yeah. So in y'all marriage, after she said she want to be the cool grandma, what positioned y'all to be on the road where y'all are today with working together with your business and your brand? How did y'all pull that in and say, okay,
how we go from cool grandma to legacy?
Correct.
So
let me say this first. A part of it was that I trusted his vision, right? I'm going to say that, when I look back on it, I was kind of embarrassed that I said that. but that's my truth.
Right.
That wasn't a conversation in my family. So, even though I didn't come from a rich family, didn't mean a rich one didn't have to come from me.
That's right.
I love that.
So I trusted his vision, and here we are today. So you can say what you was going to say.
Come on, visionary.
Say, man, I dragged her. Right, like across the finish line, and sometimes still doing something.
Let's talk about it, Tremaine.
Yeah, I mean
that's fair
for real.
But so I said that.
I can remember one time, man. We're at home. My brother's over, a neighbor's over, and they're in the living room watching Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, she said, yeah, she already know what this story is.
So
Atlanta.
So I'm in the office trying to work, and I just hear them cackling.
He in grind mode.
I'm full grind mode.
I'm chillaxed.
So I walk out there, and I'm like, hey guys, I need y'all to calm down. Like, I'm trying to work. The third time I came out, I was like, hey, I just need y'all to get up and relocate. Right? I need everybody to just go somewhere else.
Because I'm progressing now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, seriously, like, I'm fighting right now. Yeah. And you guys aren't fighting with me, which is cool. Just take the pleasure somewhere else, because right now, like, I'm in grind mode. So I would say just kind of, dragging her. Now, she always had the option, right? I mean, she cannot come with, but I'm moving. And I think the problem is that sometimes people allow maybe other people's perceptions and feel, to kind of slow them down. Yeah. This train is moving.
Keep going.
You come with, or
And you know what, Trent? I don't know this to be the case, but a lot of time how you raise and when your family have a hold on you, and I don't know if that's your case, but it be a big thing with people. And there's a reason why you have to leave everybody for your spouse. Yeah. There's a reason for that. Yeah. It has to happen because like you say, you have a vision. How she was raised may have her another place, but your vision, and thank the Lord you was at a place where you were like, let me go to vision and not how I was raised.
Yeah. That's true though, because at that time that he was talking about, we were still living at home. We were still living in Miami.
Okay.
So I do feel like I feel like I needed to leave Miami to grow up, to understand really what it is to cleave to my husband.
Listen, I needed to move Miami. I needed to leave Miami to grow up too. So it's just, sometimes you have to get out of your surroundings when you want something different, because we were raised in that environment. So everything that was fed to us, everything we knew that we was, that's all that's there. Yeah. So my thought process was, if I want something different, if I want my children to be different, if I want my life to be different, I'm out.
Yeah, it's funny y'all mention that, and we're talking about Miami, but Miami is everywhere. I grew up in the inner city, Atlanta. That is everywhere, and sometimes you have to get out of that so you can grow, whatever that is.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So I'm so excited that we was able to have this conversation about what you guys have going on. So let's talk about today. Where are the McTillers? What are you guys doing? Let's talk about where you guys have brought the vision to today. Tell us a little bit about what you guys do today.
All right, and I'm so glad you asked. And I want to say this, though. There's nothing that I've done successfully that I would have been able to do without Felicia.
Absolutely.
Even as it relates to, so one of my first dreams was being a father, being a husband, but having, all of my kids in one place, right? Because I grew up without my father and, just, single mom.
Right.
And I really thought that was done for me because I had 2 kids, 2 separate women. I grew up in Mississippi. I don't know. I went to Miami when I was 19. There was 2 kids waiting on me. I don't know if it was the beach or the palm trees or what, but there was 2 kids waiting on me.
It's all right. I'm just waiting on you, brother. It's all right.
But she has really made like our family a home. Like my kids refer to her as mom. And unless we told people, nobody would really know. So, I like to say sometimes that our family is blended so well you can't tell.
I love that.
So where are we today? So we're definitely, building a family business. Our oldest son is working with us. Our daughter should be getting licensed soon.
That's good.
To work with us. And I was asking my youngest, he's 16. So we were talking the other day and I just, he wants to be an athlete. He want to play ball, right? So I was like, Makai, if you don't play ball, like what's the alternative? And he was like, well, Dad, I'll coach and I'll get licensed and work with you guys. And I'm just like, man, this is awesome.
I mean, let the people know what work you do. Tell them about your business. Let them know your work.
Yep. So we're in the financial services industry. So M5 and Associates is our business. And what we do is essentially help families get on track financially because, again, you've heard the story. We dated 2 months. We didn't have conversations about saving, credit, income, like none of that stuff, right? I mean, it was like, I don't know if it was the beauty or the booty. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, I mean, a lot of those conversations we didn't have and those challenges were the things that we were dealing with early on. Yeah. So we decided to get licensed in the field, not as a source of income initially, but just to educate ourselves so we can change our own situations financially and just really fell in love with helping other people. Yeah. Love that. So our last name is McTiller and there's 5 of us. So that's kind of where that M5 came from. Good deal. Motivated, financially independent, victorious entrepreneurs. We're advocates of financial literacy and entrepreneurship. So the goal and the mission right now is to build a household name, a financial firm. I was telling Felicia when we came out here, I want to be in our community and people see us and they feel comfortable and they know what we do and they're able to come up to us and ask us, how do I do this? I'm trying to retire. I got some debt I need to eliminate. Maybe some questions or concerns about credit and stuff like that, right? Yeah. So the goal today is to really change the financial trajectory of our communities.
I love that. So what can people find you?
So we're all over the net, as the old people would say. So check me on the Facebook.
On Facebook, I'm Felicia McTiller. On Instagram, I'm official Mrs. M5.
Okay.
Yeah, good deal.
And on Facebook, Tremaine McTiller. On Instagram, Mr. M5. MFIVE. And same on LinkedIn and TikTok.
Yep.
Y'all see, guys, we have went from being a cool grandmama to building legacy for 5. This is how we roll here.
Yes. Listen, this was such a great conversation. And thank you guys for coming on the show and being transparent, telling us about your journey. And we're definitely going to bring you guys back because we need to dig into them 2 months to 18 years.
Oh, for real.
Listen, we definitely need to tap into that. So we appreciate you guys coming on the show and also just taking us on y'all journey, right? On how you guys met, how you guys went through some things, but was able to be victorious. And today, your marriage, your family is thriving. You guys have an amazing business. I don't know about y'all, but I be seeing them all over social media. So y'all get into it. And I guess we're sharing this because we want families and we want people, even if you're dating and you're hoping to one day have this experience, I want you to know that it's out here. True love, true partnership, someone that you can align with and do life with is important because it matters. Another thing I want to touch on really quick before we wrap is legacy. And that's something that Tremaine and Felicia spoke about. It's so important. In our community, legacy is a topic that's not discussed enough. So we have to definitely enlighten ourselves about what legacy is and also educate our family, educate our children, because Antonio and I are in that space as well. We're building legacy. Our daughter, she works for us now at Platinum Platinum Luxury Fleet, and we're so excited to have her
Yeah.
as our office manager, and she is super dope. And we have other business ventures going, and our kids are now understanding that, okay, now we got to look after the family businesses. And so we're so excited about it. And we thank you guys so much for coming on this platform.
Yeah. And guys, we know we covered a lot of information.
Yes.
We know you guys have a lot of questions. Feel free to email us the question at info@theloverekindled.com. And Margot and I will dive in. We'll answer you guys' questions. And thank you guys so much for being a part of this episode.
Absolutely. So thank you for joining us tonight on the Love Rekindled Show, where real conversations meet real healing and where love is not just restored, but reborn. Remember this, strong relationships aren't built in grand moments, but in daily choices. Choosing grace, choosing growth, and choosing each other. This show is sponsored by Jonna Earl, closet designer of Exclusively Yours by Jay. Not only do we love organization, but let's rekindle your space. Gift yourself or your loved one with the beautifully organized closet. Use code LOVECLOSETS, LOVECLOSETS for 10% off. Financing is available. So schedule your consultation at exclusivelyoursbyj.com. We're also sponsored by Platinum Luxury Fleet. If you are in need of luxury black car service worldwide, visit platinumluxuryfleet.com for all your transportation needs, professionalism, style, and comfort. Schedule your services with them today. Our hope is that something you heard today touched your heart, shifted your perspective, or reminded you that love, when nurtured and intention, can transform everything it touches. Until next time, keep loving, keep growing, and keep rekindling. Good night, family.
Good night, family. Thank you guys for joining us.